Hi and welcome to the third video in this series about how to set up your Devo F12E transmitter together with your NASA flight controller. In the last video we upgraded our transmitter to a new firmware, to an open firmware, so that we have much more settings to configure, which we will need in this video. Now I want to show you how you can calibrate your sticks in the NASA software and how we can assign the different flight modes and failsafe functions to the different switches of our transmitter. To calibrate our sticks, we have to connect our model to our computer and start the NASA Assistant software. We have to ensure that each stick is moving in the right direction. And there are two ways to change the direction of the sticks. You can switch the directions in the transmitter or in the flight controller. In the transmitter, you can see in the function menu I have set all sticks to normal. I'm going to set the directions in the NASA software. And if you see that one or more sticks are moving in the wrong direction, you can change it by simply clicking on the reverse switch behind the scale. I turn the ruler to the right and the indicator is going to the left, so this channel has to be switched. I simply click on the reverse button and then you can see if I turn the stick to the right, the indicator goes to the right as well. After all four directions are correct, we can start our calibration process. Click on Start and move all sticks to their maximum position in each way. Stop the calibration by clicking Finish and move all the sticks to 50%. Now all markers should remain in the medium position. Now let's talk about the switches, which is the more important part of this video. In the NASA Assistant software you can see that there are 3 channels that can be triggered. If I turn on my switches one by one, I can see that the different channels are moving. So channel U in the software is moving when I switch the mix switch on the transmitter. Channel 1 is mapped to the rotor switch of the transmitter, and channel 2 is mapped to the F-mod switch, which is the switch on the right shoulder of the transmitter. When we have a look on our transmitter, in the model menu we can find device output. There we can see the different outputs from our transmitter, which are gear, flap and aux2 to aux7. And these channels are mapped to the receiver outputs and they are fixed. We cannot change them. But what we are able to change is the mapping between the receiver and the controller. And we can change the switches which are assigned to the transmitter outputs. Per default, the mix switch is mapped to the gear output of the transmitter, the rotor switch is mapped to the aux1 output, and the F-mode switch is mapped to the aux3 output of the transmitter. So there's no need anymore to change the switches because we already have mapped the right channels through our wiring. We connected the gear of our transmitter to the U channel. That means that the mix switch is changing our flight modes. And we have connected the aux1 receiver port to the X1 input on the NASA, which means that the rotor switch is changing our X1 on the NASA, which will become our manual failsafe switch. And finally we have connected aux3 from the receiver to X2 on the NASA, which means that the F-mode switch is changing the intelligent orientation control. Please remember that this scenario is only working for the traditional signal input, where the receiver channels are connected to the flight controller's channels one by one. If you use another receiver which supports PPM, the mappings of the channels between the receiver and the NASA will be different. If you want to change a switch for one function, you only have to change the switches behind the channels in the transmitter. For example, if you want to use the F-mode switch for changing the flight modes, simply set the switch behind the channel gear to F-mode. You can use any other switch for the flight modes too, but if you want to use the full functionality, it is recommended that you use a 3-position switch for the flight modes and a 3-position switch for the IOC as well. Otherwise, you will only be able to switch between 2 settings instead of 3. So I will use the mix switch for the flight modes and the Fmod switch for the IOC. And I will use the rudder switch to put the copter in failsafe mode. You may have recognized that the switches trigger the correct channels now, but that, for example, the flight mode switch does not select the correct flight modes. If you can see, on position 1 no flight mode is selected, position 2 is selecting the failsafe mode, and position 3 is also not assigned to a flight mode. That means that the values for the range and the position of the way it travels are not set correctly. And this we will do in the next video. And additionally, I'm going to show you how you can do some program mixes where one switch influences another one, so that you can do manual failsafe modes, for example. So have a nice time and see you again.